Okay, this is our video for um, the. See, I can't think now because y'all are in here, so it makes me not be able to think. There's people in the classroom. I apologize. Okay, um, but I. Okay, now I'm going to focus. Okay, this is our video for e-learning day for those of you that have me on even days and for seventh period. Let me get rid of my ugly mug. There. Oh, gone. Yeah, I should have hid that right away. All right. Now, I'm going to go over 3 of the main types that we're going to see. Okay. If you want to take notes on this, you can take notes on this. Okay. But it's going to be very helpful that you see these because we went very fast through it the first time. So, one at a time. The instructions are merely going to say what's up here. Simplify. Your answer should contain only positive exponents. And we'll cover that as those types of problems show up. Okay, so through these first type, these are all multiplication problems. So the general rules, if we are multiplying same bases, that means we are focused on adding the exponents. Okay, that's our general rule. Now, let's not forget that the regular multiplication is the regular multiplication. Okay, and I like to break these problems down. So, for the first one, numbers first. We have 2 and 4. So 2 times 4. Okay, we have our x's. I have x to the 4th, and I have an x to the 3rd. We also have our y's. Remember, when it's just a y like this, that means it is y to the first power. So y to the first power times y to the 4th power. And then we go ahead and do the problems. So 2 times 4, it's just regular multiplication. Don't overthink it. 2 times 4 is 8. For the x's, they are multiplied. We're going to add their exponents. So I'm just going to go 4 plus 3. And that is 7. For the y's, they're multiplied. I'm going to add their exponents. And 1 plus 4 is 5. And that would be our answer. Okay? For number 2, we have 4x to the 3rd, y to the 3rd times 4x to the 3rd, y squared. Numbers first. 4 times 4. My x's, I have x to the 3rd times x to the 3rd. And my y's, I have y to the 3rd, and I have a y squared. Okay, so 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. The x's are multiplied. I have to make sure I'm adding the exponents. 3 plus 3 is 6. And then for my y's, the y's are being multiplied. I'm going to add the exponents. And 3 plus 2 is 5. And that would be our answer. Okay? Now, we'll look at the next 2 first. Okay. For number 3. Okay, so for number 3, when I'm looking at the problem, this is all multiplication. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm going to pick out the numbers, 3 and 3. So those 2 numbers are getting multiplied together. And then I have a bunch of y's here. So I have actually 3 y's. I have y to the 3rd. I have a y to the negative 3rd. And I have a y to the 1st. Okay, remember, when it's just a y, it's y to the 1st. The x's, there's 2 of them. There's an x to the 4th, and there's an x to the 4th. So all this is we're organizing our information here. Now, regular numbers like 3 and 3, I just multiplied. 3 times 3 is 9. The y's are being multiplied. I'm going to add those exponents. So for the y's, we have 3 plus -3 plus 1. When I add those up, I get 1. You can write the 1 or you can have it without the 1. Either way, it's fine. And then with the x's, they're multiplied. I'm going to add the exponents. 4 plus 4 is 8. Okay? Now, the very last problem here, it starts to incorporate more negative exponents. Okay? And there's more numbers, but the process does not change. Okay? So make sure we're very careful that we are putting together the correct information. So my regular numbers, I have a 4, a 2, and a 2. So those all go together. 4 times 2 times 2. Okay? Does not matter what's after, what letters after them. They're just all multiplied together. Then my x's. There's only one x. So that's in the answer. And then there's 3 y's. What? Get out of here. Sorry, something popped up on my screen. We got y to the -4. We have y to the 3rd and y to the -4. So those are all getting multiplied together. And now we multiply 4 times 2 times 2. That's 16. We have the x to the -4. And then with my y's, they're all multiplied together, so I have to add those. -4 plus 3 plus -4. And -4 plus 3 plus -4 is -5. Okay? So this is correct where it is so far. But remember, this one little piece, it says you can only have positive exponents. So we only did this briefly, okay, yesterday. Or on Monday, depending on what day of the week this is. Okay? These move to the bottom. That's how you fix them. So the 16 stays where it's at. With the negative exponents, I have x to the 4th on the bottom, and I have y to the 5th on the bottom. Okay?
Wait, did you divide 3 times 3 over the 1?
On number 3, I just multiplied 3 times 3. That's it. Even though.
Like you divided it, because there's a line.
No, sorry, that's the part I was doing. Okay. Again, I do want you to notice with these negative exponents, notice that I made them positive exponents as I fixed them. Okay. I don't want y'all to think that's a 6. That's a 5. It was just really sloppy. Okay, so these are the multiplication types. Now, most of our problems or multiplication are going to be like the first 3. We're not going to see a ton of them like number 4, but we do have to understand how to deal with that when it shows up. Okay? The next type we're going to look at is division. Okay? So, with these division problems, the general rules, if I'm dividing same bases, I'm going to multiply the exponents. Okay? If I'm dividing same bases, I'm going to be multiplying the exponents. So I'm still going to break these up very similar to what I did with the multiplication ones. But I will tell you, these get missed more often because we tend to make more mistakes with subtraction than what we do with addition. Okay? Now, the majority of our problems are going to be like the first 3. I do want you to see number 4, which has a bunch of negative exponents in it also, just so you can see it. So, first thing, the fraction, 3/4. Okay? My x's are next. Now, that's an x to the 1st, and that's an x to the 3rd. Okay? That's that next division, and then the y's. Y to the 2nd, and y to the 1st. Okay, so those are the 3 problems that we're going to be doing. Now, the fraction 3/4 is just a fraction. I cannot simplify 3/4, so it still has 3/4. That's still part of my answer. Now, with the x's, they're divided. I've got to make sure I'm doing the right subtraction problem. it goes 1 minus 3, top minus bottom. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. For the y's, I go 2 minus 1, and that is 1. And then I do have to remember this last part. I can only have positive exponents, so this x has to move to the bottom. The reason, it has a negative exponent. So my final answer would be 3y to the first on top, and then my x squared goes down with the 4 on the bottom. And that's how my final answer should look. Okay. Number 2. For number 2, numbers first. We have 3 over 3. X's. X to the 4th divided by x to the 4th. And y's. Y to the 4th divided by y squared. So I'm just organizing the information. 3 over 3 is a fraction. I need to simplify it. 3 over 3, or 3 divided by 3, is 1. Now, you don't have to write the 1, but I'm going to put it here. Okay? The x's are divided. I have to subtract the exponents. So it'd be 4 minus 4. What's 4 minus 4? 0. If it's 0, that means there's 0 of them in the answer. Cross it off. I don't need an x anymore. The y's. 4 minus 2 is 2. So my answer is going to be 1y squared. And that's it. Okay? I don't have any negative exponents, so I didn't have to do anything special from there. Okay? Number 3. Break it up first. So the fraction, 8 over 10. My a's are divided. So I have a to the first over a to the first. My b's are divided. B to the third divided by b to the fourth. And my c's are divided. C to the third divided by c to the fourth. So I just broken up the 4 different pieces of that. Well, simplify the fraction. 8 over 10. Divide them both by 2, and I get 4/5. Just simplifying the fraction. For the a's, I'm dividing. I've got to subtract. 1 minus 1 is 0, so that's gone. For the b's, 3 minus 4. 3 minus 4 is negative 1. Same problem for the c's. 3 minus 4 is negative 1. I'm not allowed to leave a problem with negative exponents. So that means both of these have to move to the bottom. So 4 stays on top. On the bottom, I should have 5, b to the first, c to the first. And that would be my final answer. Okay, the very last one here, very last division problem. 4 over 2 is 4 over 2. X's are divided. That's x to the negative 2 divided by x to the 4th. And for the y's, that's y to the 4th divided by y to the negative 4th. Most people will make mistakes on this problem when they're writing their subtraction problems now. So 4 over 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. My x's. The problem that we're dealing with here, I'm dividing. The subtraction problem is negative 2 minus 4. And negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6. Very often gets missed. On the bottom, the y's, it's 4 minus negative 4. Minus a negative becomes plus. That's going to end up being positive 8. And then the only thing that needs to be fixed on this one is the x. The 2 and the y to the 8th have to stay on the top, and x to the 6th goes on the bottom. Okay? We have one more type for the video. One more type. Ah! There they are. And that's the power property problems. The one thing I want you to notice with these, notice where the exponent is on all of these. It's outside of the parenthesis. Well, that's important. Okay? So the rule is this. If I have the power property, I'm going to multiply the exponents. Okay? The exponents, not the numbers. Okay? The exponents. So let's go ahead and take a look at all four of these. So for the first one, even regular numbers like this 4 have an exponent on them. Okay, the exponent on this 4 is a 1. So when I'm doing the power property, for the 4, I'm going 1 times 2. That's 2. For the x, 2 times 2, that's 4. I'm multiplying the exponents. For the y's, 2 times 2 is 4. The only thing I have to figure out then is what in the world is 4 squared. 4 to the second power, 4 times 4 is 16. Then everything else can come down. Okay? For number 2, and remember the 3 has an exponent of 1, the b has an exponent of 1, and with power property, we're raising everything to the 4th. So for the 3, 1 times 4 is 4. For the b, 1 times 4 is 4. And then for the a, 4 times 4 is 16. You're just multiplying the exponents. And then I got to figure out what 3 to the third power, or 3 to the fourth power. So it's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And that's going to be 81. Okay. 2 more of these. For number 3, again, remember that 2 has an exponent of 1 on it. So for the 2, 1 times 3 is 3. For the h, 4 times 3 is 12. I'm multiplying exponents. For the j, 4 times 3 is 12. For the k, 2 times 3 is 6. And then I have to figure out what 2 to the third power is. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. Woo! There's my answer. Very last one has some negative exponents in it. It doesn't change the problem. Okay? So for the a, 3 times 4 is 12. For the b, negative 4 times 4 is negative 16. The only other thing that I have to worry about is this statement. I'm not allowed to have positive exponents in the answer, so I have to move that b to the bottom. So it'd be a to the 12th on top and b to the 16th on the bottom. Okay, and that's how we do the power property. All right, now your assignment is on Alex. It's the one that is titled Property of Exponents. Remember when you log into Alex, you'll have to do the triple lines, go to assignments, okay, find this one. I will tell you, I didn't realize this till afterwards. Number 1 and number 7 are kind of confusing in what they're asking. You can skip these 2 problems, okay? I won't mark you off for skipping number 1 and number 7. Do not forget to click the Submit Assignment button and then screenshot that assignment or screenshot what the results that you get onto your Alex assignment, or sorry, onto your Canvas page, the Canvas assignment. Okay? I'm going to stop the video. Y'all have a wonderful day.